My name is Faith, and I have some stories to tell. I'm a Boxer Bulldog mix. My mom and dad met me while I was being cared for at the Best Friends Animal Society in Utah and decided they wanted to adopt me. Now, I live in Muncie, Indiana, with Grateful Rescue and Sanctuary founders Pamela and Mike. In fact, I'm the ambassador for Grateful Rescue. It's a pretty sweet life. Sometimes I help my dad at the office, while other times I just demand attention from my mom. Tonight, we want you to gather around and listen to fun, interesting stories. We call it Faith's Book Nook. Each week, we pick a local celebrity or special person in the community to read a children's book that has an animal theme. We live stream it here each week. To be honest, I'm not sure what a live stream means. Anyways, make sure you're in your comfy chair because we're about to listen to a great story together at Faith's Book Nook.
Radar's Dream by Patrick Reagan, illustrated by Renee Andriani. In my dream, I'm flying. Not super high, I can still see the ground, but I'm free. No cages, no hard floor, just warm sun and the rush of fresh air on my face. I have the dream all the time, but today it seemed so real. And at the end, I floated down from the sky and ran right into the arms of a smiley kid who was calling my name. He hugged me and told me I was home. But then I woke up. Hi, I'm Radar. They call me that because of my big ears. I like my big ears because I can hear everything. I can hear people coming way before they get to my kennel. I can hear them when they whisper, and sometimes I can even hear birds singing outside, and I think about my flying dream. I live here at the shelter with lots of other dogs, and cats too. They're nice to us here, and a couple of times a day they take us out the back door to pee. We ended up in this shelter for different reasons, not because we're bad, but because we haven't found the right person to love us forever. That's what we all want, a forever home. Most days are the same, but today was different, really different. One of the regular people came to my gate, but I could tell it wasn't just to take me out to pee. She was excited, so I got excited. To tell the truth, I almost peed right there. She stopped and talked to another lady who put her hand out for me to sniff. Flowery. Then the flowery smelling lady scratched me behind my ears and led me right out the door, the front door. Next thing I knew, I was riding in a car with the sun on my face and my big ears flapping in the wind. It reminded me of my flying dream. I didn't know where we were going, but I was happy. The flowery lady seemed happy too. After a while, the car stopped by a big field. All I wanted to do was run. It had been so long since I had room to really run, and if you run fast enough, you can make your own wind. Then my big ears heard a new sound getting closer, a man's deep, growly voice. I'm never sure about new people. I've known some who were not so nice. When this man reached us, he held out his hand. He had bright, kind eyes and fur under his nose. He stroked my neck and said, "Hello there, Radar." I didn't know how he knew my name, but I liked the way he said it. The flowery-smelling lady handed the growly-voiced man some papers, and we all walked over the warm ground toward the strangest-looking car I ever saw. It looked like a big shiny bird with a pointy beak and two big whiskers. A little dog stood on the wing of the crazy bird car. My name's McCloud, but everyone calls me Mac. Come on then, Sonny, nothing to worry about here. In fact, I'd say your worries are behind ye now. Hop aboard the Second Chance Express. Mac told me that the man was his two-legged dad. He's also the pilot of the crazy bird car, which he called an airplane. Mac is his co-pilot. They load the plane with homeless animals, just like me, and fly them to new places where they can have a real home with people who will love them forever. A forever home. I could hardly believe it. "'Tis true," said Mac. "There are lots of other good people who save all sorts of animals. Cats, rabbits, chickens, even snakes. If there's a better life waiting for an animal somewhere, we take 'em there." "And today you're taking me somewhere?" I said. "Aye," Max said. "Today is your lucky day. It's everyone's lucky day." When we jumped into the plane, I saw what he meant by everyone. It was already full of dogs, big and small. "Are we all going to the same home?" I asked Mac. "Nay," he said. "Chance is on his way to Iowa, Ernie's going to Ohio, and the pups are going all the way to Minnesota." I wondered where all those places were, but there was no time to ask. The man shut the door, gave Mac a thumbs up, and started the engine. The three of us big dogs in the back looked at each other, too excited to talk. The puppies were too excited to be quiet. I felt the wheels of the airplane start rolling faster and faster, until suddenly I couldn't feel them at all. I looked out the window and saw the ground moving away and the flowery lady getting smaller and smaller. We were flying! I'd never seen the tops of trees before. Ponds looked as small as puddles and cars looked like chew toys. Amazing! Beautiful! Flying! After all the excitement of the day, I started to feel a little sleepy. The hum of the airplane's engine was like a lullaby rocking me to sleep. I guess it was the same for the others. In my dream, I was flying, up with the birds, with the wind in my face. No cages, no cold hard floor. It was the same dream I've had so many times before. Only this time it was different. This time, when I woke up, everything was different. Pilots N Paws helps us because they fly us to our forever homes. Pilots N Paws helps us because they fly us to our forever homes. Pilots N Paws helps us because they fly us to our forever homes. There's lots of dogs like me, lonely as can be, wanting a forever family.
Well, we decided, like I said earlier, to reach the kids. So we made an interactive part of our website where they can go and there's different games they can play that are educational. There's questions in the Radar's Dream Book that you can pose to kids in a classroom setting and they'll answer. And Barb will toss t-shirts out to them when they get the right answer. There's different puzzles and things that they can do. Our coloring book, Too Many Puppies, Too Many Kittens, is also on the Brock's Kids Corner. And they can download a page and color from that. It's really an education-based, fun place for kids to go.
Hey, Barb, can you hear us? Oh, there she is. Too Many Puppies and Too Many Kittens is the name of that.
That's the coloring book, yeah.
That's awesome. Very good. Hey, Barb, I got a question for you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
What do you get out of this? Why do you do this? Why do you volunteer your time?
Well, Debbie and I have been friends from the horse show world many, many years ago. And I'm big into this horse show and was the head of our futurity for like 40 some years. And I retired from that and I just needed something else to do. So I called Debbie and say, "Hey, Debbie, you need any help?" And she said, "Why, sure." So that's how I started. And Um, I love I love doing this. I've got a basement full of Pilots and Paws stuff. I have a garage full of Pilots and Paws stuff. I have lots of different things, and we just need the schools to be able to open again and let people in to do things. Because the ones that I went to the last couple years, the kids just loved them. I mean, they loved the presentation, they loved the video. Um, they loved the books and all the things that I gave them. And we always had little quizzes at the end of the session. And I asked them different things, and they had to pop up their hand if they knew the answer. And so the t shirts I showed you, if they got the right answer, we'd throw them a t shirt. So we actually threw out 4 or 5 t shirts for each class, too. And that made it special. And boy, I'd go out leaving. Those kids were always coming to lunch. They have those T-shirts on. Every one of them have those T-shirts on that won the prize.
Aw.
I love
That
it.
was fun.
We really treasure.
Let me ask you real quick. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Well, I have a special story. I actually had a dog that came through Pilots and Paws. She's been adopted now. Her name is Jewel. At the time, she was named Sadie, and she come up from Virginia. And I had a gal contact me and ask me if I would take Sadie at our rescue, and a young lady picked her up for me, and I've got a story and a slideshow to go with that. If you want to roll that, Jason.
A rescue friend, Lita Radford in Virginia, rescued a street dog, even though Paws Rule Sanctuary is for cats. She said Sadie was a sweet, sweet dog and was in desperate need of a home. I contacted friend Pamela Lewis Terhune in Muncie, Indiana, who owns Grateful Rescue and Sanctuary, which rehabs and rehomes dogs and cats. Pamela agreed to take her in. Obstacle: getting Sadie from Virginia to Indiana. Lita posted in Pilots N Paws, which is an organization of volunteer pilots transporting rescue animals across the country. Simultaneously, a pilot was planning a dog rescue transport trip from Florida to Wisconsin via Virginia, where a family member lives, looking at Indiana airports for a refuel. That pilot had just noticed Muncie was a possibility for the refuel when Lita's request for transport to Muncie popped up. Again, what are the odds? So the flight plan for pilot Terry Cantor is exactly the path needed to get Sadie from Paws Rule to Grateful Rescue and Sanctuary. I got to be the one to pick her up from the airport. Does this sound providential or what? The organizations involved are nonprofit, and they always need donations to help rescue animals that people have thrown away. These people give heart, soul, blood, sweat, many tears to help animals, and have the perseverance and determination of warriors and saints. I love Grateful Rescue and Sanctuary for what they do, and because they are my friends. And look at Sadie now. Her name is Jewel today.
Oh, I
So
love Jewel.
beautiful.
The reason I renamed her Jewel is because she had a black diamond right on the top of her head. It was so cute.
She's a beautiful dog.
And if you saw during the slideshow, a man and a woman with her. That's her new mom and dad. So
Oh, so sweet.
another
Thank
success
you.
story for
Thank you, Grateful
Pilots
Rescue.
and Paws. So, well, I want to thank you guys so much for coming. This has been so nice.
Thank you for inviting us. I've enjoyed it. It's a good program.
I have
love
too.
what you do.